What's up everyone, Hoodwill here with another Boltyn video about a sweet upgrade we got with the release of Spirit of Eirina, the legendary Boltyn item from the Dynasty set. When charged or played, Spirit of Eirina grants Boltyn the ability to play Lumina Ascension at instant speed, which means it can be activated in response to an opponent's action or during the reaction step. And if surprising your opponent with life gain on hits isn't enough, it also means Boltyn can now gain action points at instant speed, since Lumina Ascension has Go Again natively. Spirit also says if it would be put into Soul, put into the arena instead. This means it meets conditions related to cards going into the Soul, like Halo of Illumination or the Charge mechanic, but doesn't meet conditions related to a card being put into Soul, like Vestige of Soul. This is because the act of charging occurs, but the card ends up on the board, not in Boltyn's Soul. The fact that Spirit is an action means it can be targeted as a card to fetch from your deck to your hand using Beacon of Victory's tutor ability. While fetching Spirit might seem like a strategic move, the cost of sacrificing a soul and the potential need to hard cast it or hold it in hand, since you already charged this turn, could really hurt. It might be worth doing if you see a Beacon early in grindier matchups like Guardian, especially when facing Oldham's ability. Spirit lets you play Lumina from your hand in response to an Ice react. Speaking of Ice, Blizzard stopping Boltyn's combo turn is a thing of the past, since playing Lumina at instant speed gets around having to pay 2 resources to Go Again. Hypothermia would still be a problem if it weren't currently suspended, since its ability also prevents any attacks from gaining Go Again, but thankfully we don't need to worry about that one for the moment. Let's play through a combo turn to illustrate how we get around Blizzard. In this example, Spirit's on the board and we have our combo in hand, with our second Lumina in Arsenal and 2 cards in Soul. We play Express Lightning charging Sink below, and the opponent says no blocks. One way to get Go Again here is to break Snaps, to which the opponent could respond by playing Blizzard. Our attack loses Go Again and wastes our boots unless we pay 2 to keep going, but with Spirit on the board, we can play Lumina to generate an action point and let Blizzard resolve without taxing us. Our combo turn is fairly telegraphed though, especially if we break Snaps, so the opponent is unlikely to play Blizzard, and since we can generate action points, it's probably better not to break Snaps and hold on to it for the endgame in case we need it later. Let's continue with our combo turn, breaking Courage and pitching our yellow charge attack to pay for Gallantry, floating 1 resource. It's at this point a smart opponent would play Hypothermia, wasting our equipment since we can't gain Go Again, but thankfully we don't have to worry about that card until Icelander Living Legends. We clean up the board a little bit to make room and use the Go Again from Gallantry to swing our first Saber for 4, saving our second Lumina in Arsenal for the reaction step, in case the opponent tries anything tricky here. The second Lumina takes our attack up to 5 and we carry on with the next Saber swing, and we banish from Soul for Go Again for Saber swing 3. Note here that if we use the action point we just created for the second swing, we leave ourselves open to Blizzard with no way out, so let's rewind to the reaction step of Saber Swing 1 and banish from Soul instead. It's best to do this and only use your action point for the final Saber Swing of the turn, so that you stay protected from Blizzard for the entire combo. Even though it's great for getting around instant ice, the most awesome thing Spirit allows you to do is play Boltyn specializations in combination with each other, Lumina plus V of the Vanguard. Before Spirit's release, playing them together was not profitable, since Lumina is an action, and playing it after V would break the chain, preventing the additional counters from V from carrying through to the next attack. Not only does it mean you can start your combo turn with V, but it makes Raydn even spicier too. In this turn, Spirit is on the board and we have V in Arsenal with Tunic up, but no cards in Soul. We use our Tunic resource to play V and charge 2 light cards, which will give all our attacks on the chain an additional 2 damage. V comes in for 5 and we banish for Go Again, swinging Raydn for 5. Just like we did in the previous example, we can hold Lumina until the reaction step of our weapon swing to conceal information from our opponent as long as possible. Playing Lumina here gives us an action point and bumps Raydn up to 6 damage. Banish for Go Again and swing Raydn for another 6, and finally use our remaining action point to play Bolting Blade for 9. Threatening 26 damage before blocks off 5 cards and a Tunic resource is pretty good. Let's look at another turn you could have later in the game, where Spirit can still help if you see it close to the end when you're low on resources. Our opponent's been applying pressure and we haven't been able to Arsenal anything, we only have 1 card in Soul, and we've blocked with 1 card on the previous turn. We play Express Lightning, charging Spirit, which goes through our soul to the board. Opponent declares no blocks since they don't want us to be able to use our soul to give the attack go again, but we can use Lumina here to gain an action point and continue. Raydn comes in for 4, and we banish our soul card to swing Raydn for another 4. 11 damage before blocks plus 3 points of blocking value from the opponent's turn is 14 points of value for our hand without considering extra value if the Lumina swings hit. If we play this turn again with no soul instead, the opponent is really incentivized not to block our first attack since the most value we'd get from Lumina is 1 swing and threaten of on-hit. We have no way of giving Raydn go again in order to swing a second time. Be careful on turns like this, and remember you won't be able to go as wide as you may want to on turns where you put Spirit on the board. If you like these and want to hear more Boltyn tips from the Flesh and Blood World Champ himself, check out this next video.